Shema Yisrael, Iva Eloheinu, Iva Echad, Vahavta et Elohecha bechol, Valavka uvkol, Nafshka uv kol modecha. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your might, with all your soul. I am Moshe, Moses. In Hebrew, it means drawn out. In Egyptian, it means son. Ram Moses, son of Ram. Tut Moses, son of Tut. And so I am Moses. I have been a prince of Egypt. I have been a general in the armies of Pharaoh. I have been a shepherd. I have been the leader of the Hebrews. Shepherding is easier. Sheep don't complain nearly as much. For 430 years, my people were in bondage. Long ago, the pharaohs had forgotten Yosef. I have also been a murderer, and I fled Pharaoh's court. For 40 years I was a shepherd. And then I saw a burning bush. It was not consumed. And Yahweh said to me, I was to go and deliver the people of Israel. I told him I could not go. I told him I was not a person quick of speech. I was not diplomatic, shall we say. When you are a general, you do not need to be diplomatic. When you are a shepherd, you do not need to be diplomatic. And so my brother Aaron was sent to join me. When I asked Yahweh what we should call him when I went to my people, he said, I am who I am. Yahweh, the one who is. And so I returned to Egypt. Those who had sought my life were dead. The Pharaoh would not let the people of Israel go. And there were the plagues. Frogs, the flies, the blood. Ten plagues swept over Egypt. And Yahweh had hardened Pharaoh's heart. We had been told to sacrifice a lamb from the sheep or the goats, to put the blood over the doorposts, upon the door. death angel swept over us and over Egypt and every firstborn, from Pharaoh to the lowliest servant, died. And then Pharaoh let us go. Yahweh went before us. He was a pillar of fire by night, a pillar of cloud in the day. And then we reached the Reed Sea. And we knew the armies of Pharaoh were coming. Yahweh parted the sea, and we walked across on dry land. Nearly 3 million of us. Pharaoh and his chariots were coming. We had come safely across, and Yahweh stood between us and Pharaoh. When Pharaoh's army was in the midst of the sea, the waters closed in again, and they were no more. Then the people began to complain. I am certain none of you ever do that. Never complain to Yahweh. He has brought us in the desert to die. Let us return to Egypt. All our food was gone. The water. I had been on the mountain of Yahweh for 40 days. I had seen him as much as anyone can see him. He hid me in the cleft of a rock. And he showed me where he had been. His glory, his light, his power, his majesty. I had cut some stone from the mountain, and the hand of Yahweh wrote the commands. The people had forsaken him, they had forgotten